I just need my video back when you get a second. Let me back in.
Where is it?
Here it comes.
There. Nice.
By the way, guys, 3 of my most favorite smiles in the world.
Oh,
3 of you.
that's very sweet. Thank you.
Hey, it's true though. I was looking forward to it all morning. I'm like, you get to see those guys smiling faces. All right. Welcome to the holiday show. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Boxing Day, Kwanzaa, and Festivus. Yes, Festivus is a real holiday now. Can you believe that? It's not just a Seinfeld episode. And it's celebrated on the 23rd of December, just in case you're wondering. No commercialism there at all. You asked for them, and they're back. Today on the show, your favorite singing siblings, American folk trio, Girl Named Tom, returns to celebrate the holidays with us on our annual TJS Holiday Show. Caleb, Bekah, and Joshua are here. After a year of touring and over 100 dates on the road, they bring us all a gift. Their brand new Christmas album, One More Christmas. All right, so here's what you should know about Girl Named Tom before we all deck the halls and celebrate the holidays together. We're gonna catch up a little bit. On the Jeremiah Show, this show that you're listening to, I was looking back. You were here. Girl Named Tom was here. They were, I don't know, 3 of the shows, I think, episodes into The Voice. You hadn't won yet. I predicted on the show, I think, that you were going to win. And since then, Girl Named Tom is the most listened to interview on our show in 8 years, with over 150,000 downloads last year just of the podcast on the various podcast platforms. And the interview was also the most viewed on YouTube channel last year with over 35,000 views. I know that's nothing compared to what you guys get, but for us, we were like, that's pretty cool, Girl Named Tom.
Like a lot.
Awesome.
You said 150,000 podcast downloads?
Yes. And less than a year. And the 35,000, I mean, normally I get like 1 or 2 views. So 35,000 was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding, but maybe 4. So you love Girl Named Tom, and so do I. Like I said, I think off air here, I was looking forward to all morning, just your energy that you bring to everything that you do, and these great smiles. I mean, you guys, I couldn't wait to see some happy smiles. So I'm so happy to have you here. Let me get through a couple of the things, catch everybody up on what you've been doing since last you were on. And if you don't know Girl Named Tom, I'll give you a little bit of background here, and then we'll talk about the rest together. Originally intending to go to medical school. Were all 3 of you intending on going to medical school?
We were. Yep.
Really? So you kind of do everything together all the time.
Yeah.
Either a 3-piece private practice or a 3-piece trio.
Thing 1, thing 2, thing 3.
Yeah, that's funny. Thing 1. Okay, so were you all going to practice various medical fields, or were you interested in the same thing?
Well, the boys made it a lot further in their studies than I did. Both of them graduated college with biochemistry degrees. And I was on the way to college to get a biochemistry degree. And I don't think any of us really knew what specifically we wanted to do with those medical, but something in the medical field. Our grandpa was a doctor, so family practice would have been, I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We had so many amazing doctors in our family, and so we kind of knew what that lifestyle looked like. And
do you think we'll ever go back to that idea?
It's not in the plans.
Went all the way with Girl Named Tom. I love it. So the band, in case you didn't know, and you can go back to that original episode or on the YouTube channel. The episode number was Oh, I didn't put it down here. I thought I did. It's about 100 or so ago, back in the 400s. But so I checked that out. I'm not going to go back to a lot of the things we talked about before, but I did want to mention that the name for your band, The Girl Named Tom, was inspired by Joshua and Caleb's desire to have another brother. Um, and it originates from Joshua calling their sister Bekah here, Thomas, when she was a baby. So cute. I think I was also thinking about your voices, the two brothers, what you guys bring in harmony, and then Bekah. It's really, are you happy now that you had a sister to really round your full sound out? I mean, what if you would have had Thomas as your
The
third?
Jonas Brothers already exist. Nobody needs another Jonas Brothers.
Exactly.
But no, honestly, I don't know if that's necessarily true that we were wanting another brother. I don't even know if that was a thought in our heads. I think Josh just had the nickname Thomas kind of out of the blue because he's kind of creative and cuckoo like that.
Like that.
For sure.
I don't know where I got the notes. I thought I got them.
Oh, everyone thinks that. You're not the
Yeah.
first one.
Yeah.
I think that's the preferred story at this point. Like people have just decided, yeah, that's a better story. Let's go with that.
Let's just go with that.
It makes good story, that's for sure.
Yeah.
You released your first single, Barrier Island, independently, and correct me if I've got any of this wrong, but I hope I got it right. I hope that was the only mistake I'll make. Barrier Island was released independently in November 2019, and then your first EP was Another World the following month. In September 2021, the three of you entered the 21st season of The Voice, and you were singing Helplessly Hoping by Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. All four coaches turned their chairs for you, which was the first time, I think, in the 21st season, and it's a real rarity. I don't think it's happened much in the history of The Voice. You chose Team Kelly. Good choice. You made it to the finale, and you won the season on December 14th in 2021. You made history. You were the first trio to ever win The Voice. And you released a holiday single, No Snow for Christmas, the day after The Voice finale under Republic Records. On New Year's Day in 2021, they released a new single, Backup Plan. February, you released their first album, Hits from the Road, and those were album covers that you had on the album, which is a really great album. So you're here, Girl Named Tom is back to celebrate the holidays with us again and talk about their second album, One More Christmas, released on November 11th, 2022. Go get a copy now. This is the only Christmas album you want to play at the holidays. I guarantee you, this will make your holiday parties a lot of fun. We're going to talk about the tour, Christmas tour that you're on, and fame and everything that's happened in between. Girl Named Tom is also making history again today on the Jeremiah Show. For the first time ever, we are playing 3 songs in their entirety on today's show. Okay. I only normally do a full, at the very end, I'll do a debut of a single, and today we're going to do 3. So after the first break, we debut on the show, Isn't That What Christmas Is For? And at the end of the show, we debut One More Christmas. And in the podcast, the bonus song is Winter Wonderland. Welcome,
nice.
guys. Officially, welcome.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, we're excited.
This is awesome. We're feeling the Christmas spirit.
What did you say, Bekah?
Feeling the Christmas spirit.
Oh, good. Well, I'm feeling it again with you guys as well. And I wanted to go back to that first interview. I instantly, and tell you how I felt afterwards. I do a lot of interviews and meet a lot of people, obviously, like you have. And I felt instantly a connection with the 3 of you when you were on the show for the first time. I was reflecting on this feeling this morning and this connection as I was putting together some of my questions for you. It was a feeling like I had known you for a really long time, although we had just met on the radio over a video call like we are now. And we were using, these one-dimensional tools, but we had a three-dimensional connection. And then I realized this is an effect that you seem to have on all your fans and all of your interviews and all of your performances. You really bring it, and you bring that energy. You make people feel, no matter who they are, connected to you on a personal level as individuals and through your music. How do you think you do this, Caleb?
Wow. That is
Such a compliment. Wow.
such a compliment. Yeah, we're blushing over here. That's amazing. Thanks for those words. That was eloquently put. Yeah, hearing you say that, and it's been something that we've slowly come to realize ourselves. We didn't realize that this was something within us or some pattern that would develop, that people would feel this way about us. But when we look, like, retrospectively, we look back at, since we've become a band, when we were driving around in our parents' minivan doing that thing. I think we probably talked about that a little bit in your previous episode, but like playing for rooms of 12 or 15, like, we were not famous at all. Like, there was nothing cool about liking Girl Named Tom, right? There was no fad. And yet people somehow felt that connection and would want us back and wanted us to sleep on their couch and wanted to feed us food. And they were so generous. And I'm not really sure. You're asking how we have this effect
Is it
on
a
people.
conscious thing, or is it just who you are as, I mean, do you think about that? Do you say, wow, I mean, more than that, I bet people walk up to you, right? Becca, people, your fans come up to you and then they just respond to you. In a way, it's genuine, right? I mean, you're probably feeling that. What is that like to you? Is it something conscious to you, or is it just who you are with your fans and with people in general, that appreciation that, it's genuine, it feels like, with the three of you?
I attribute it to really being able to be in the present moment. Like, life is happening, it's crazy for all of us, but when a concert starts, all three of us put our heads together and we're together. It's the most important thing in front of us. And just like now, like, this interview is the most important thing right now. And so to just be able to be with the people that we are with fully, and I think people really appreciate that, and it is real. We're curious. We're curious about how people respond, how we can connect with people, because people are awesome. And I think that's one of the gifts that we have is that wonder and that curiosity about other people, and just really wanting to connect.
That's a good word to describe it. Wonder, that you're in present. That's felt for sure. It's not very common, and that's why I bring it up. I think it can be an effort for some people, and it shows, but it really feels, you guys feel very genuine, very present, and I feel your wonder as well. I think that's a great way to describe it. One of my favorite covers that you've done is Joni Mitchell's River. It's a song about Christmas and being at a place, in a new place in life. The opening lyrics go like this: "It's coming on Christmas. They're cutting down trees. They're putting up reindeer and singing songs of joy and peace. Oh, I wish I had a river I could skate away on." Now, of course, Bekah sings it much better than I say it. It's just a beautiful cover that you've done. And Joni Mitchell's Canadian, but she moved to California to pursue her music career. She has said that the song is about her spending Christmas in a place far from her home, a place that was so foreign to her. And it's a song about wanting to get away from everything and go back to simpler, more innocent times. So you guys have performed in over 100 venues this year. and keeping up with your Instagram post, it's obvious that you have a love for performing, being on the road and meeting your fans, but you have found fame so fast. You've woken up in so many new cities. You've performed in so many new venues, and you're not slowing down at all this month. Were there ever any times when you felt like you wanted to get away from everything and go back to simpler times, like the Joni Mitchell song River and how she felt when she wrote it, Becca?
Oh yes, I mean, with with performing, with being on the road, with having this attention, there's a lot of responsibility, and it sometimes feels difficult to keep everything squared away.
Hmm.
Um, and I'm really thankful for my brothers that I don't feel alone in that responsibility. We can shoulder it together. Um, and I really haven't felt like this isn't right. Like, I want to go home, but there is that, like, I'm longing for the day when it will be easier, knowing that it might not ever be easier, but yeah, it's not perfect. It's not a cakewalk.
No.
Um, Sometimes,
And I don't want to take anything away because I know how much you guys love what that you have been um, welcomed and embraced, and people love you so much. But you're human beings, the three of you. And I look at your tour dates, and I look at December, and I said, "Oh my God, you're not." I feel very lucky. First of all, I want to thank you and honor that you did this interview, um, because you're so busy. And an hour of your time, I'm sure you'd love this just to be alone and read a book or have a cup of tea or whatever, rest your voice, Caleb. So I just want to, in case I forget to really thank you, I want to thank you for that. And your fans, thank you. But what are some of, it hasn't been easy, you said. I think this talking to you guys and catching up with you after the fame that you've experienced this year and the success and everything you've done, it's unique kind of to catch you at this time and talk about not only all the things in your personal life that have happened this year, but the change in your lives with this, being on stage and being in front of the public. And what are some of the things that have been difficult for you, Becca?
I,
Not easy.
to be honest, I've been experiencing a lot of self-doubt that what I'm putting on the stage isn't enough somehow, you know. So that's heavy to hold sometimes. And I have pockets of time where I'm like, no, it is enough, but then there's always it creeps in again saying like, no, you actually made 12 mistakes and we were counting and I'm really glad you didn't make 13, but like, come on, we could have made 11 mistakes. Like, so a very like analyzing brain is in my head and
Yeah.
it can be difficult to.
Well, doesn't that show your professionalism and perfection? And probably nobody noticed those 11 mistakes except for you and maybe your brothers because you guys work on it so hard together as a team. Um, I think we all experience those doubts. So, again, a very refreshing, honest answer from you. I really appreciate you being honest about that because we all experience doubts and self-critique, right? We're not good enough, and should I be wearing this Santa cap on this interview? Those kind of things. Will I regret this about 2 years from now or today, later today? Uh, all right, we got to take a real quick break, and I'm going to tell you, and I want to get back real quickly because I want to tell you, right, talk with everybody here a little bit longer. Pick up your copy of Girl Named Tom's new album for Christmas. It's called One More Christmas. You can check out their tour dates in a city near you at girlnamedtom.com and ptxofficial.com. Very, very easy to find them on all the different various social media sites they're on. It's all Girl Named Tom. And Instagram, they're on Instagram here. They're on Facebook. They're on YouTube, TikTok, and Twitter, all under A Girl Named Tom. All right, we'll be right back, and we're going to listen to now. Like I said, we're going to premiere one of your songs right now in the middle of the show.
Oh,
So instead of playing a commercial break, we're going to premiere your song, and here it is. We'll be right back with a Girl Named Tom. This is one. Excuse me. This is Isn't That What Christmas Is For? We'll be right back. Okay.
Amazing.
So let's just listen to your music for a while. No, yeah, instead of the commercials, we decided to play, and I played the single. So
That's very
Yeah,
sweet. Thank
thank
you for
Guys,
doing
this is such a great album. It put me in a really good mood too.
good.
One of those, Christmas albums should kind of put you in a good mood, but I like what you did with the songs. They're really, really good. You're all set, Richard? Okay, let me just find my place here. I want to open up your soundtrack here so I get all those songs in front of me so I know what we're playing. Okay. Are you guys ready?
absolutely.
Welcome back to the holiday. I'm live? Okay. Welcome back to the Jeremiah Show. This is the special annual holiday special. Couldn't be more fun this year. We've got Girl Named Tom. Back by popular demand. I was telling, I don't want to embarrass anybody, but I was saying this is the hardest interview I've ever had to book. You guys are just like out on the road and doing a million radio interviews and television appearances, and I'm like, I love you guys that much. I'm like, I'm gonna keep. No, come on, I'll find a spot. And thanks for making a spot for us. This is like the only hour you had free all month. I appreciate it. We just listened to and premiered Isn't That What Christmas Is For? And we came back with Jingle Bell Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree by Girl Named Tom. Okay. Why did you decide to make a Christmas album? Joshua?
Sure. Christmas album is something that all of us have always wanted to do. So that's the first reason. And when we got this gig with Pentatonix, it was one of our booking agent's maneuvers. He pulled a masterclass to get us this tour with Pentatonix, and he was like, we're gonna have a Christmas EP out, and when he was marketing us, and so basically, before he was telling everybody that before we had any idea that we were going to put out a Christmas EP, but then when we got the gig, he was like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna need a Christmas EP." so
we were like, yes,
yeah,
Let's do it.
like,
I want that.
any excuse to put out music, we're all in for, and to write music. We were so thankful that we were able to get 4 original songs on this album, because that's at the core of what we really love to do is write songs. And
Tell us what are the 4 original songs for the listeners out there?
Yeah, Isn't That What Christmas Is For? The song you just heard, that's an original. It's Almost Christmas, One More Christmas, and Homesick Melody, which we got to write with Scott Hoying of Pentatonix, which was a wonderful day as well. But yeah, it was so fun to record and write this album.
So the album is called One More Christmas, and I think as titles go, it's a really good one. Feels like, in 3 words, you convey so many feelings that we all have for Christmas, and that's master craftsmanship, I think. So really a good title. It feels wishful. It feels hopeful. What does it mean to you as a group? Caleb, I know your voice is sore, but if you wouldn't mind answering.
Sure. You're saying the title.
Yeah, what does it mean? The title of the album, the song, the title song.
Like any great title, I think it can mean something different, to a lot of people who hear it. But I think at its essence, it it means that the world is changing. It kind of goes with the river, what you were talking about earlier in the last segment. The world is changing, our lives are changing, traditions are changing, and the people in our lives are either falling away or new ones are coming in. There's so much change all the time. And I think, at least for us, we were lucky enough to have a lot of Christmases in a row where it felt like there was no change. It was our Christmas with the five of our closest family members, and then we go visit those cousins, and then go visit those cousins, and we got to be with everybody every year. And that's just not how, life continues to be for most adults, in the USA. So it's a very familiar feeling for a lot of folks that we just want one more Christmas like it used to be, or we just want one more Christmas with a specific person. Of course, this song and this whole album, we couldn't even approach a Christmas album. We couldn't even look at it without seeing our dad everywhere, And so it was very important for us to make sure dad was everywhere, for us to be a genuine band. And to be honest, we had to make sure dad could be felt, could be seen in this record. And so by making that the title, by having a really moving title track, One More Christmas, and then a few other little things that happen throughout the album, just like service.
Yeah, I'm. Thank you for bringing that up, because I wasn't sure how to bring up the passing of your father, and I'm really. It actually broke my heart when I heard it this last year, and on the your success is all happening, and then you have this personal loss and tragedy. For the three of you, must have just been so hard to see the path and the light and all that. But I had read, I don't know if this is true, but that your father really wanted you to keep going and not slow for him, because he was really loving your success and enjoying that, watching his three children, succeed as you have. But really, I'm sorry for your loss. I did feel and hear those different pieces throughout some of your original work there that could relate back to your father. For so many of us that have lost someone, I lost my father as well a couple of years ago. The first year, the first holidays, the first Christmas, the first Thanksgiving are so hard. Always, but especially the first year. Have you guys figured out any coping mechanisms that have helped you this past year that might help those fans of yours that are listening right now and who have lost someone this year? What have you learned, if you don't mind, and if it's not too personal, that might help?
You go for it.
Okay. I've been keeping a journal just specifically for grief and writing things down as they come to me, to process and to remember and hold on and let go at the same time. I think also we take a lantern onto our stage for the Christmas shows and put it on the piano, and the lantern is for our dad, and so he's just right there. It's a good reminder that he's within us, that he's watching over us. And one of the most emotional shows over the last year was when I saw my dad in the audience, and I was almost like, what is going on? I know.
After he had passed? You saw
Yes.
him?
Yeah, after he had passed. And he had been gone for like 5 months, but that was the first time I had seen him in person. And I don't know if that happens for other people, but it happened. It hasn't happened since. But just to keep reminding ourselves that it's different now, but he's still here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I would include to like hold on to those people who can hold you in your moments of grief and say like, I got you. Like one of the special moments of our show is when we can sing that song, and for 3.5 minutes on stage, it's kind of our invitation to the audience to say, feel however you need to feel for these next 5 minutes, and we'll hold you in that kind of thing. And you have to take turns in that. Like then our band mates say like, just make it through the show, and then after the show, feel what you need to feel, and we've got you. And likewise for our bandmates, we say, okay, it's just like this taking of turns, because we all have things to grieve, and to really latch and hold on to those people that can allow you to grieve deeply, and it's so important.
I imagine at some times there's also a bit of anger that's happened this year for you, but you're right. I love that you bring your father to the stage. I mean, he is your voice when your voices are coming out, and he is that magical connection to that audience as well. I think that's a really special thing that you all are doing with your audience and sharing with your audience members. If you wouldn't mind, could we dedicate this show to your father? This interview?
So you'd be honored.
I'd love to be honored if you'd allow us to do that. I know how much you meant to you. What are some of the traditions that Caleb, you mentioned this, and it's something I say a lot too. I've slowly started to really like Christmas and Thanksgiving, because as you get older, you start realizing one more Christmas, maybe, people that are starting to leave your life, or there's changes in the world, as you said, but the traditions become those things that you count on, and you can you can remember your childhood and some of your best Christmases, or your just the feeling that you get around this time of year. What are some of at your home, the three of you, what were some of the things that you liked most traditionally about Christmas? Joshua, if you'd like to start, then we'll go to Bekah.
Sure. One memory that pops to my mind really quickly was on Sunday mornings, not Sunday mornings, Christmas mornings.
Let's say, what?
Yeah, not always Sunday.
Where are you going with
On
this?
Christmas mornings, our parents would buy a little time before they would be woken up by us by giving us a Lego project to work on first thing in the morning. So
I would wake up at like 5 or 6 at some point.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you would have to work on this before they woke up, or before you?
Before we could go wake up.
It would buy them some time before we would wake them up, and that was always a really fun tradition, because we'd run upstairs and see what the new Lego project, and then we could work on it together. And yeah, it was just a great.
That's cool. I like that. So do you guys still do that on your own now? When you wake up?
It's been a few years, but
Yeah.
it's
Maybe when there's kids involved, there'll be
Yeah.
projects for them to do.
Well, it's a good one to pass on. That's what I think is so great about these traditions is, some people wear all the same pajamas, on Christmas Eve. Some people, I've never heard the Legos project about 5 a.m. on Christmas morning. I like that one. But yeah, everyone has their own little family traditions that have turned into these things that you do, and then you've got to pass them on, right? Bekah, to children in the future.
That's right.
What is? Do you have one, Bekah, that you liked a lot about, or a feeling, or something about Christmas that you love?
Yeah, one tradition that comes to mind is reading children's books with our parents, and we would all read a page and pass around the book when we got old enough to read. And we still did that, we're in our 20s, but we would still do that. And just like seeing mom and dad both with tears streaming down their cheeks at these wonderful children's books. One of my favorites is An Orange for Frankie by Patricia Polacco. And it's a really moving story. And I think growing up, watching both of our parents cry at a story that wasn't their own.
Yeah. That was an effect you had on an adult as you read this, huh?
Exactly.
Special.
Very warm memory.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's one memory that we're able to continue to this day and into the future. I'm sure this Christmas when we go back, we'll read those same books because mom had this specific wicker basket that she kept these Christmas books
Mm.
in, and we could only bring them out really for a couple of weeks every year, right? So
Very
there's a
special
very
thing.
specific memories, very specific sensations that are like associated with that wicker basket full of books, and so that's really special.
What was your favorite book, Caleb?
Oh, the one Bekah just mentioned is absolutely a favorite. And then oh, the lamb, Josh. His name is Joshua, right?
Yes.
Well, the cow is named Joshua, I think.
Oh, the cow was named Abigail.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you're
the
right.
cow's
I
named
don't know what the
Abigail.
name of that book is.
It's like a crippled lamb.
The crippled lamb.
Joshua, the
Yeah,
crippled
yeah.
lamb.
That's what it's called.
Yeah, that one's very sweet. That one's a real tearjerker too. And all these books are like super sentimental and like rip your heart out. Um, and it was funny. Like as kids, you want to read a children's book, you want to like laugh and ooh and ah at the pictures, which we did. But our parents, like Bekah said, were always like crying. And now we're over oohing and eyeing at the pictures, and now we're into the crying part. So
Children's books that make you emotional and cry. There's something neat about that, isn't that idea, that tradition that your family started? That's another one I have never heard before. I hope you guys don't mind if I borrow a few of these.
Oh, please do.
Please.
You
Yeah.
know what's kind of neat about that? What I like about that is that it opened up feelings for you after you'd finished your Lego project. It opened up feelings to let in that love for the holiday, right? That love for, and that one of the songs I love on this new album is about giving and more than receiving, and I think that tradition that you guys experience might help with that. It just says a lot about you, all the three of you. I really, and your family. I really admire some of the things that you believe in. We do have to take another break, so maybe I will wait. I want to ask a long question here, but Bekah, I had a question about the river, not to go back too far, but where do you go? Where do you go when you sing that? How does that song connect to you?
Often when I'm singing that song, I think of the drawing version of the song that came out last year. Joni Mitchell released almost like an animation, and it's really cool. It was drawn with pencils in black and white, and it's very lonely and it's very colorless, and that's usually what I picture when I sing that song. And just like the longing, the desolation, the winter desert.
Mhm.
That's where I put my emotion.
Okay. I know that video. It's beautiful. I wanted to say this to you before we go to our break. I listened to the album over and over this morning before the show, and I actually said to someone that was near me, I said, Bekah's voice is just incredible. It's just an amazing. Your sister has an amazing voice, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
Thank
definitely.
you.
I know you have doubts are going to creep in, and those are natural, but you shouldn't doubt your talent at all. It's really, really powerful.
Thank you so much.
Okay, we're going to go to break here with a song that probably all of you are feeling just a little bit about now, Homesick Melody.
Aw.
We're with Girl Named Tom. We'll be right back. Okay, hold on one second, Richard. Thanks, you guys, I'm sorry to bring up tough stuff there, but thank you for your honesty and sharing that with us. I think you help a lot of people that admire you out there, that listen, that you never know, you even, that touch ears that you don't even know are out there listening. So although it's very painful, I think it's very helpful for a lot of people. I appreciate that.
It's helpful for us too. It
Yeah.
really is.
Yeah.
Just talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for giving us the opportunity. I'm gonna go blow my nose really fast.
Yeah, Caleb, do what you got to do. Okay, I'm going to come back. Let me just find my spot again. Richard, I was supposed to be doing that, but I started another conversation. Okay, where was I? Okay. So you guys are in Nashville right now, huh?
That's right.
Did you, there was fun, I've continued to work with The Voice and bring musicians on. And have you heard of, did you see Ava Lynn Thurston that was on this season? You probably haven't had time to watch it. She was just in Nashville. There's a bunch of Voice at Nashville Live, bunch of Voice
Yes.
people singing. Were you guys there?
At Old Red. No, we were gone, but our good
Lana
friend Lana Scott and Wendy Moten
Were there?
were there and performed at the Nashville. Yeah, that
Yeah.
looked like a great event, but we
Yeah.
wish.
Yeah, I didn't realize you were living in Nashville.
Yeah, we moved here in April.
Hmm.
And we're
Where's your
like,
mom at?
she's still in Ohio.
You guys gonna go see her for Christmas?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
the minute the show ends, we're flying to Ohio.
Okay. Yeah.
I
She's
mean,
come on the
now
road.
the show-
Yeah, she's come on the road quite a bit with us too. And
Yeah.
I mean, we say we live in Nashville, but really we've been living on the road this whole
We're
year.
living
I mean,
in-
I got to look here because I was just looking at this tour with Pentatonix. Pentatonix. I've never heard of them before. You,
Oh, wow.
guys, I can't believe that. I was reading. Well, I'll read your quote here in a moment. The tour. Yes, Richard. Okay, I'm ready. We're waiting for Caleb. We're just having good
All right, I'm ready.
conversation. Can we make this all the part of the show? An official conversation. Okay, here we go. Welcome back to the holiday special with Girl Named Tom. Having a great time catching up with them. They are in Nashville today at home, and God, taking a little break. I was looking at the tour dates. I think you're back on the road on, is it Thursday, or it might be sooner?
Night.
Tomorrow. That's
Tomorrow morning.
Tuesday. Okay. I don't have it in front. I was trying to look for the tour dates real quickly to give them out. We just came back in with It's Almost Christmas by Girl Named Tom off of their new album. Yeah, Caleb. Off the new album. It's called, pick up your copy now. Take a break. We'll wait. Go to girlnamedtom.com or PTX Official. Well, you can't get the album on PTX Official, I don't think, but you can get the album. It's called One More Christmas. Do you like people to go to Bandcamp? I think you guys make the most money there, don't you? Where do you like them to buy it? Where would you send them? To your website or?
Bandcamp would be the most directly to us, but anywhere you get it, boosts our numbers and helps a lot. So.
And be sure to not only listen, but like it and subscribe and all those good things, because the more you're building a big fan base there. And I think a lot of people go and they listen to it and they just they move on and they forget to like or follow you guys. So I think that's real important as well. So happy to have you back on the show. You've been on the road over 100 dates this year. You're back on the road tomorrow, up all the way pretty much to Christmas. I think you take a break on Festivus. 23rd, right? Is that your last?
We said to our booking agent, leave Festivus free.
Yeah.
It's very important to us.
Yeah, I see the
I don't know
metal,
what this
I
is.
see
What
the
is
metal
Festivus?
pole in the background. Caleb, you got your metal pole for a Christmas tree?
Yeah,
You guys
there it is.
remember that Seinfeld episode? Yeah, you like it? It's
I
fun.
don't even know what we're talking about here. I'm just referring to Festivus like you did. I really don't know.
That's how much of a pro Caleb is. He just goes with it. Whatever the heck I'm talking about, he's just going to play along. That's a pro for you. He's like, who's next? What radio show's next? Okay. So you're on the road. How are you touring now? You used to tour in your mom's minivan. Are you still in the minivan? Or you got a big tour bus yet?
For this tour, we actually have a tour bus, a full-size
Oh,
tour
nice.
bus that could eat our mom's minivan 3 times over.
So now it's a tour bus. Pretty soon it'll be a tour bus for each of you.
No,
And
no, not if I have anything to say about it. I want to
now,
be close to the boys always. They can't get rid of me.
that's sweet. But I mean, you guys are siblings, and come on, siblings fight. I'm not going to make you tell all your dirty laundry here today, but any fights on the road at all? Who's been naughty? Who's been nice?
Oh man, well,
Who gets grumpiest on the road?
grumpiest?
Caleb. Caleb, because
Especially when I'm sick, I'm like, just it gets bad pretty quick for me. Yeah, I get grumpy.
It's not
Which is
bad though.
understandable.
It's
He's
just knowing when to give each other space, I think is the
Yes.
biggest key.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
when do you have to give Caleb his space? Can you see the mood? What sets him off on the tour bus on those long highway overnight drives to the next spot?
I mean, just
I mean-
quiet, just being respectful. Like he's really good about like taking the space when it's available, but like when it's not, when we're all on the bus, then just he makes his voice known if he wants
Mhm.
Mhm.
quieter, or and we just are lucky to travel with really respectful people,
Yeah.
clean people,
For sure.
and
That's
uh,
us on a bus.
yeah.
Sometimes it's no one's fault. Like you're just kind of
Yeah.
antsy and you're like you're moving a lot and you're just like, I'm tired, but I can't really focus. So it's like no one's fault sometimes
Yeah.
when it's aggravated.
You're
giving-
human beings, and you're on the grind. You're not showing up for an arena show and then taking 5 days off and the next one, right? You're
Right.
one city after another. Who sets that? Is it the young energy of a new band, a new performers that you're like, we just have to take everything and make this count and make our mark? Who sets that schedule? Or do you go along with it? Like, do you guys all go, we can do 100 shows this year? I mean, that's a lot. That's hard. Hard work.
Thankfully, we have a booking agent that can take the responsibility off of us. Caleb was basically our manager and our booker. And, I mean, we all took some of it, but
Caleb did most.
he did the most of it by far. And now it's just really nice to have a booking agency who can set those dates up for us. And luckily, they said that the demand is like water coming through a fire hose. It's just like they're getting lots of offers in, and kind of we say to them like how much we can take. We say right now 4 days in a row. That's the max. Like,
for performing.
and we definitely need a day off after that fourth night. So.
Yeah.
And they've been really great about respecting our boundaries. And if we need time off, like we just set it. And yeah, they're very respectful of that. And
We definitely signed up for it.
yeah, we're young. This is our time to really go for it, and we're excited about it. Like Joni Mitchell, she probably wrote that song like 7 years into touring when she was talking about how she just wants an escape. And this is our first year of really heavy touring. And so we've got a lot to give still, and still excited about it.
Joshua, what is that? Is that normal 100 shows, or is that? I mean, that seems like the extreme side. What Taylor Swift, her new whole concert that she's coming, wasn't it like 110 shows or something? So that's probably, is that like that's like when you're major and you got that.
I mean, Taylor hasn't toured for like what, 3 years or so, and like she's completely earned that freedom of schedule, and now she's just doing it for the fans and because it's fun. And so that's what we hope to earn someday too, is when we want to go on the road and when we when we'd just want some time off or to just be in the studio. But right now we're trying to go in the studio and write songs and tour like all at the same time. And we're just going because that's how you got to do it. You gotta cut your teeth to make it in this industry. And
Mhm.
yeah,
And take you guys, you sound grounded, and I know the best of them can get the best artists out there have all gone through what you're going through. Make sure you take time for yourself. I was watching the Selena Gomez documentary the other night, My Mind and Me, and how she, you go through these press junkets, which I'm sure you guys are doing, and hopefully I don't count as one of those, but you go one after another, and they just ask you stupid questions, and they don't really listen, and they're not paying attention, and you just melt down. Bekah, what is the thing you've liked most about Fame this year, and what do you like least about it from your personal experience?
Oh my. Well, I would first say that this is a very amazing interview, and we don't feel
no, this is so fun.
any type of like obligation or like dragging through the mud. This is a lot of fun. But yeah, one of the things that I've liked about Fame is being able to actually see the difference. Like that's my goal in music, to make a difference, a positive impact on society. And there was one show in particular in Colorado where we played in an outdoor amphitheater, and afterwards we did a meet and greet at the merch table, and there was a long line of people, and we were going to meet every single person there. And
We're going home and tell you met everybody.
yeah, hopefully. But it was awesome to see people with NRA shirts come up and say, "Hey, we love your music. We think you're doing a great thing for and have a lot of compliments." And then the next person's a complete hippie with a peace sign on their shirt and tie dye, and they say, "Hey, we love Girl Named Tom. We love your music. You're doing a great," and then young people and older people. And so just seeing all of that, I really gives me a lot of hope for the future and gives me endurance for the change I hope to be a part of.
Yeah. What do you hope will happen, the change that you hope to be a part of? And before you answer that, you made me think, one of the things that I'm looking for right now, it feels like everything that's out there entertainment wise to watch is very violent and very down and depressing. In music, um, is a little bit different because it depends on your mood. But what you three bring, what you're bringing to the world, is a real different style, I think, in this date and time that's very welcome, and it's uplifting, it's hopeful, it's fun at times, playful, um, it's joyful. And when you mention, that you're seeing the reactions and you're feeling that you're part of what you want to see in this world, you guys are accomplishing that. You're different than, and I think that's what really another thing that stands out about all of you is that you're bringing some light to the
Mm.
world at this dark moment in time.
Well, that's very, yeah, encouraging to hear. I do hope that people see the light, and not that we like enter and bring the light to the stage, but that yes, we do that, and then they feel it glow within themselves too,
Mhm.
and that they can leave a place with that glow and feeling confident about their gifts, about their um, ability to be the kind of person they
they feel the
they
world
feel the
needs.
world
Yeah.
needs. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
thank you, all of you, for the gift that you do bring. It's what is the bigger, Caleb? This was your, I don't want to say it's your vision, but totally. But you kind of convinced your brother and sister to form a group and make it go at this, right? I mean, where were when you saw, or when you had this vision of Girl Named Tom, did you ever think you would be here a few years later? And what has changed? What did what are some of the things you loved about the vision, and what are some of the things you've learned along the way about the business, and that
Yeah.
you didn't realize in the beginning?
Everything. Because you said it was my idea. I was the one that convinced Josh and Bekah to do it, but it wasn't my idea. It was my mom. It was our mom's idea.
Mm.
So it's kind of like this third party, like had the idea epiphany, and then I got to bring it to Josh and Bekah. And no, I had no idea that it would ever grow to this. I had no frame of reference for what it even meant to be a band or to be I didn't even know if we should call ourselves a band at first. I didn't take ourselves that seriously. It's like, we're a traveling troupe of siblings. I don't know if band is like, band might be like an offense to all real bands out there. So like, I don't want to call ourselves a band. And so like, that's kind of where we started. And this Girl Named Tom name, the fact that people actually use it and like are serious about it and like love it is just a miracle in every sense of the word. Like, we came up with it, and it was like kind of goofy and kind of fun, and we're like, but yeah, it was going to be a small town project, family project, and it's just grown out of proportion. Like, it's beautiful to see the kind of impact that we have, and it's really, well, what I've learned is that everything has changed, but really nothing has changed. We're still grinding every day to, pay our bills with music as a job. And we still have people come up to us and say, that song really touched me. Thank you. And that's honestly the reason all three of us do what we do, right? That's why we started. And that's why we still do it to this day. And I guess, there's tons of things we've learned from the industry side of things, how to act, how to be professional and still creative and still genuine. And we're always learning more and more. But I think the very organic nature of the inception of Girl Named Tom is gonna do so well for us. Like, we still feel like a really organic lo-fi. Like, every time you use the word fame, I don't hardly hear it. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, I don't feel like we're famous at all. We're just like an organic small town group of siblings who, I guess if you want to call us a band, that's awesome, because I've always wanted to be in a band. So that's cool. But I don't even know if we're that. Like, we're just doing what we love. And it's cool to hear that. It's inspiring.
Well, if you don't mind me calling you a band, I think in my book you're a band. And
Then I'm all
in fact,
for
it's
it.
so funny that we say that because I keep slipping and saying band, but everything I read about you is it always said a trio, and it never said band on all the press stuff. And I thought, they're a band. I wonder if they don't want to be
I'll
called a
take
band.
it.
I kept thinking maybe they don't want to be called a band, so I was trying. I erased it from my script and everything. I'm like, I'll
That's
say
so
what they want
funny.
me to say. But you're a
Fine.
band. And you're one of the best bands out there. You're bringing something to the world that we all need. If you haven't heard Girl Named Tom's music, I'd go through back to their back catalog. You guys are putting together music and songs and albums and EPs really fast on this whirlwind. 100 cities this year and more next year. Pick up your copy of Girl Named Tom's new album for Christmas, One More Christmas. This is the Christmas album of the decade. Let's say that. I'm going to say this decade. And don't just take my word for it. Go listen to it. Go listen to it, like it, download it, buy it. Support a Girl Named Tom. We have the best listeners around the world in over 100 countries and all around. They love Girl Named Tom. You guys are their number one download. They're number one on our YouTube channel. And let's show, I'm talking to our listeners now. I want to show Girl Named Tom how much they're loved. Please go out. Jeremiah is asking you right now, go make this the number one Christmas album this year. Go do it. You guys can do it. I know you can. Girl Named Tom. The new album for Christmas is One More Christmas. Go. You can find them on their website, girlnamedtom.com. There's Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitter, all at A Girl Named Tom. Their tour this tomorrow, ptxofficial.com. You can check it out there or on their website. And we are going to take you to break right now with What child is this? We'll be right
Okay.
back. Okay, guys, do I got a few more minutes in you?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I have so many questions, but I'm liking just kind of the organic, the way it's going. And
Yeah.
how you doing, Caleb? You need some tea or anything?
I got my lozenges and my water. I'm doing good. Thank you.
All right. Well, I'm trying not to ask you too many questions because I don't want you to ruin that voice for tomorrow.
I'm doing good.
Okay. Good. Richard, when are you ready? Fixing that hair. Joshua's hair's looking good.
I know.
Are you his you're his stylist right there.
I wish I was that talented. Do this.
She were over here to touch me up. Eesh.
Um
Don't want to cut Caleb's hair.
yeah, I got so many questions. I can only get a couple in here. Let me see. You know that Jackson Brown song, The Road? You know that song, guys?
I don't know.
It's all about what you're experiencing right now, and it slowly builds, from loading and unloading and the roadies and the one more town and on the bus. It's a really good lyrics. You should check it out. The Road. It's called The Road by Jackson Brown.
Oh, okay.
Guy.
Welcome back to the holiday special with Girl Named Tom, who are making it special. Welcome back, you three. It's nice to see you again this year. They're here to talk about and play their new album. We're doing on this show three of the songs from the album. We're actually putting one in the podcast in its entirety. We're about to premiere One More Christmas, and then in the opening we had one a full song as well. It's a really great album. It's called One More Christmas. Again, go check it out and pick up a copy. Welcome back. So I was looking at your Instagram, and I think it was your first big stadium. There was one that gave me goosebumps. And I think it was Bekah going, "Hey, we're about to walk out on stage," and then you all three walk out of stage, and then it just opens up into this huge arena. And it gave me goosebumps. Also made me think, do you ever get stage fright, guys? I mean, do you have stage fright, or how do you get past that?
Stage fright is one of my besties. I definitely have a moment, Jeremiah, where before I step on stage, my heart is beating so fast. My nerves all feel like they're burning or something. I don't know. And I ask myself, why do I do this again? Why do I put myself through the torture?
What am I doing here again?
Yeah, what is this all for? And then by the end of the show, it's like, that's what it's all for. I understand. So it's a constant cycle of those two extremes.
Yeah. Yeah, we always talk about how nerves, when you feel those nerves, it means you care. You care about how you're presenting yourself to these people, and you want to do your very best. So I think they're really good most of the time. Most of the times we can channel them into focus and fun.
Why am I up here again? What am I doing to myself?
Look at all these people.
We just did this last night.
Yeah.
I think they might have, you'd have to drag me. I'd be holding onto the curtain in the back. Such a year of extreme highs for you three and for a Girl Named Tom, and the lowest lows. How have these shared experiences made you stronger as a group and as siblings?
Oh man. I mean, just to have those shared experiences means that we can all relate. And that's so important, to have people you can relate with. And we can tell each other anything. We can process together. We can support each other, hold each other up with every difficulty. And it's really, really special that we can do this together.
Mm-hmm. How has your faith helped you find strength this year, Bekah? Bekah Grace.
Bekah Grace. I yeah, I found a new meaning for relying on the goodness of God and the Spirit to lead me through. Um, the Lord is my strength. I don't have strength without the Lord, and that's what I believe. And I think prayer has, I think when I pray, it changes me more than it changes the situation and gives me more strength going into um, any situation. But it's definitely deepened this year.
Hmm. Joshua, um, what does your sister bring to Girl Named Tom? What is her strength that you learned or you became aware of as you watched her develop into this national stage on a tour? What is
Yeah, that's an awesome question. Um, yeah, you've like really at the beginning of the year, you were since she's right here, I'm just gonna talk to her. But like you were timid of the spotlight and um almost didn't want to be the star of this group,
No.
even though Caleb and I have since the beginning have recognized that your voice is just different, and it's like it just is so captivating. And but now I've seen you embrace that, and really you're a natural on stage, on small stages, on huge stages, and the way you're able to move and connect with people, and with your voice. um, yeah, it's been amazing, and to see you just take the reins has been
Oh, thank you.
powerful. And
very special
it,
time for all three of you.
yeah, it gives all of us more confidence when you lead like that, and you just step up to the mic and say, this is my moment, and really take it. Yeah.
Caleb, same question for you about you, Joshua and Bekah. What do they bring to you? What have you you're the oldest brother, if I'm right, right?
It's true.
Yeah, and as an older brother, looking at your brother and sister and watching them this year on stage and different challenging times, moments on tour. What what stood out to you? What have you found admirable about both of them that maybe you didn't realize before as much?
Oh yeah, this is an excellent question. Um, I think the onstage stuff is more obvious. I think anyone can see that growth, um, from the command of a stage to the interacting with the crowd, to the joy on the faces, to the emotions. Um, we've all grown a lot in that. I think any fan can see that, which is exciting, and I can't wait to see how you both will continue to grow in those things. But I think it's the off the stage parts that have impressed me most, whether it's interacting with fans or the band. Um, our team has grown now, and so you both are in a position where you employ, I guess, or are responsible for the some income for other folks, which is an odd place for, especially for like people of your ages, and it's pretty cool. But I'm just really always impressed by your demeanor, and somehow you're able to be upbeat, especially Josh is able to be like upbeat and positive all the time, uh,
I
which
was
is just
going to
really
ask
cool.
that, like,
Gives
which one of
everyone,
you?
he gives everyone, actually both of them give everyone the benefit of the doubt. They just assume the best in everyone all the time, no questions asked, which sometimes is uh makes me nervous, but in the end, it's what's best for them, I believe. Especially in this moment in time, it is super endearing, and usually they're right. Usually they're exactly on. So
Yeah, try not to lose that. Don't get hurt, but try not to lose that
yeah,
innocence and that humanity that you guys all have. It's a tough business, but if anybody picks on you, you let me know. I'll
Oh,
go after him, the Jeremiah Jeremiah show in this business. Don't mess with Girl Named Tom.
oh.
Putting that out there right now. Uh, Love all three of you, and I'm going to let you go because I really want you to get some rest before you have to hit it before Christmas. But I'm going to ask you each. Well, first, tell me one last thing. Tell me about the Pentatonix tour and how your involvement there, and plug that and promote that and let people know. There's too many dates to give out. I was going to try to give them out, but I think it's easier just to go to the two websites, and I'll mention them again at the end here. But tell us about it. Who wants to tell me about the Pentatonix tour? Because, and they call themselves, I was looking at their Instagram. They're 3 times Grammy Award winning, multi-platinum selling choir nerds. They call themselves. I didn't call them a nerd. And then I think it was, well, this is a statement, but from Girl Named Tom, but we are beyond delighted to join the Pentatonix tour this year. Way back to 2012, every time they put out a video, you say you would gather around your family's Dell computer. That must have been hard. Those are big, and they take up the whole table. And then you would watch them and listen to the music. But hopefully I didn't take away your story, but tell me about the tour and your love
Oh
for
my
it.
goodness. It has been such an honor to be on the Pentatonix stage. They have a huge catalog of Christmas music that people are just soaking up. And we've been those people. We're huge fans of who they are musically and just as people. They're awesome people. We can speak highly of them.
Mm.
And it's a blast. We've never been on a tour like this. There's a lot of learning. There's a lot of flexibility involved, and we're getting to know the crew and the Pentatonix members every
Have you
day.
mentioned what we get to do during the show itself?
No.
Yeah, we get to sing with Scott Hoying. He comes out during our set and sings a piece with us that he wrote with us, Homesick Melody, which you heard,
Yeah.
which is an epic moment. And then they, out of the generosity of their hearts, invited us to come out and sing on River
Wow.
and Evergreen, one of their original songs. And so that is very cool. The audience loves it when like there's all of us together on stage. They lose their mind when Scott comes out for us too. It's very fun.
Don't miss this show. Everybody get out there and support and go get tickets. It's going to be a great show. Definitely download the album. Let's make this the #1 Christmas album this year. It's a challenge.
It was
And
number
you do
one
it,
for like a few days when
and
it
you're
came
gonna
out.
love it. So I'm doing you a favor by telling you to download this album, buy this album. Okay, last question for each one of you, and I'll let you go. Thank you so much again for the catch up and being with us. But Bekah, I'll start with you. What do you wish for this year?
Oh,
For yourself, your brothers, your family, the world, whatever comes to mind.
oh my goodness. I think that this Christmas, what I've really, really been looking forward to is going to see my grandma, because I haven't seen her since April. And I call her before every show while I'm doing my hair and makeup and talk to her. So I can't wait to see her and be with family this Christmas.
What's your grandma's name? Do you mind? You don't have to give her last name if you don't want, but
Grandma Levita.
La Vida. I love it. Beautiful name.
She's beautiful.
Joshua, what about you? What do you wish for this year?
My wish for myself and the world is to be able to slow down, enjoy long hours, and really reflect on the year past, and then kind of envision what the next year is going to hold, and just get some relaxation time. I'm excited for that.
Well deserved. You got to stay healthy and relaxed, and you're mentally, sharp, so that you can keep creating great music for all of us. We want you healthy and happy. Caleb?
Oh, for me, my
I
wish.
stalled for you. I gave you some time.
Oh yeah, sitting by the fireplace, real wood fire, some slice of pie. I'm not sure yet which pie it's gonna be, and some decaf coffee, and reading
Don't
one of those
worry.
books we were talking about earlier.
Uh,
That's it.
good wishes. All right, you guys. Thank you. It's hard to say goodbye, but it's not forever. We'll see you again soon, hopefully. And I hope all your traditions, all your wishes come true over the holiday
You as
season.
well. We got to hear about your traditions sometime.
Or
Next time.
yeah, well, anytime. Well, I'll join you by the fireplace for a cup of coffee.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'll do caffeine though. I'm tired too. I don't have the excuse you do, but I'm tired. Okay. Girl Named Tom on girlnamedtom.com, and check them out on tour the rest of December and again next year, later in the year. Girl Named Tom, you can check out all their tour dates there. Pick up the new album, One More Christmas, and you've waited for it, and here it is, the new single off of One More Christmas, the title song. Enjoy, and happy holidays, everybody. Communicate, listen more, and evolve. We clear, Richard?